Hello, 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 Rockets fans. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Long time no see. If you haven't watched any of the other shows here on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel, that's all right. This show is for you. For a few minutes, we'll be discussing the Houston Rockets 25-26 schedule. We can look at the preseason matchups as well. Let's talk about the regular season matchups, and we'll get into it. I am, of course, KG Kris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. You are watching here on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel, this new live stream platform that everyone that is part of the Houston Roundball Review Media Group is now learning to use. That means me, AD Moore on the AdMax corner, and also Andy Yanez and Dayon Dunlap and my brothers, part of the Let's Rage Cougs family. So we're all learning together how to use these platforms as we gear up for the regular season. For football, Cougs football first. Texans on, September 7th, I think. Kickoff for them. And the Cougs first on August 28th. And then get into the stuff I care about. Hoops. First game for the Cougs. Hoops will be an exhibition matchup on October 26th. But we'll get into it. And if you saw on the YouTube post section, I made a comment regarding the Rockets' schedule. Week 1. I know where one loss is coming from already. We'll get into that momentarily. Justin, how are you doing? Thank you for your support. Thank you for participating in the discussion. And we'll get into it as well. WK, how are you also? Thank you for joining the conversation. Tonight's show won't be very long, maybe 40 minutes or so. Going to move into other stuff. Just be quick about it. But I just want to touch base on everyone. And now the schedule is finally out. We can talk about it here and there. Some guy named Andre, how are you as well? I'm going to say hi to you, put you on the screen like that as we're learning the new platform and the new toys here. And Justin, I see your comment there and nothing has changed. Unfortunately, I don't understand it. I really don't understand why the Rockets and KD have not had a press conference. I don't understand it. I don't understand. I don't care about. I mean, what is the issue? Scheduling conflicts. Like I said, he could do it on Zoom. He could do it via one of these media platforms and just do it from his hotel room with his agent. I mean, something. Say hello to the Rocket fans. Something. I don't. Whatever. Not. I mean, I have no. I'm not dissing KD. I'm not dissing his people, his reps. But the trade, he's a Rocket now. Talk to the Rocket fans. Talk to the Rockets media. I mean, the deal was done a month ago and change. Brandon, how are you doing? I see your comment. Very much in favor of KD load management. Well, starting early with that one then. Starting early with that. Asleep Art, how are you doing? Thank you for chiming in as well. Notice a different look on the chat box to the right. So like I said, this is part of the new format for this show, new live stream platform for us, and we're all getting used to it. Going to do Folks Talking Sports tomorrow with Willie Gibson and Kenitra Pulliams, and maybe have a guest from the Cougs Football Fan Fest joining us during that show. We'll see how it all plays out. The Fan Fest starts around 5:30. Andy Yanez and Bryce Bell will be there about 5, getting interviews, recording those interviews, and then able to see if we can get a guest lined up for FTS at 6 during that 6 o'clock hour. We're going to play that by ear. Okay. Like I said, hey, getting into it. Top of the screen, you see that right there. The Rockets have 28 nationally televised games, 4 on ABC, 7 on Amazon Prime, 6 on ESPN, 7 on NBC, 4 with Peacock, with 15 exclusive broadcasts. The preseason matchups all are going to be on SCHN, starting with October 6th, home against the Hawks, 7 o'clock, and then Wednesday, October 8th, against Utah, 7 o'clock. Then Tuesday, October 14th, against New Orleans in Birmingham at Legacy Arena, 7 o'clock. And these are, of course, all Central Time. And then closing out the preseason on October 16th against the Atlanta Hawks, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Preseason, get a chance to see probably Reed Shepherd get more minutes. I don't expect KD to play a lot in these 4 preseason games. That's one thing we could ask. We could have asked. Maybe we'll get to ask that in training camp. Ask Coach Udoka and KD how much he wants to play during these 4 preseason matchups. Maybe that's when it'll come. We get that chance to discuss it. But we know about this part. We know the Rockets are part of opening night, ring night for OKC. I know the NBA did that. Game's going to be on NBC. But we already know my thoughts on the Friday, October 24th matchup. It's going to be a loss for the Rockets. It's going to be the home opener for the Rockets. Me and Cody Davis already talked about it, joked about it. It's going to be a win for Detroit. Detroit's going to come in and make it 2 in a row in H-Town like it did last year when they mashed on the Rockets. So we're going to do that again. So that's part of it. But the funny thing is, I would be curious if the Rockets lose at OKC, and it might not because ring night, the team receiving their rings, sometimes they lose on ring night. But if the Rockets happen to lose at OKC and then lose at home to Detroit and start out 0-2, I wonder if any fans. Oh my gosh, this trade was horrible. Oh my goodness. See, I knew we shouldn't have traded Kevin Durant. See, he's washed up past his prime already, starting out 0-2. Oh no, the sky is falling. Folks, give me a break. Okay, that's really one reason I would like to see it happen. For those bandwagon folks to hop off. Go ahead and hop off. You're not a true Rocket fan, you can hop off. Let the real Rocket fans stay on and enjoy the ride. It's going to be a fun season, okay? We can talk about later on in these shows predicting win totals and things like that. But if the Rockets start out 0-2, the world's not going to end. Rockets are going to be fine. They're still going to be one of the best teams in the whole league. No doubt to be one of the top teams in the West. Don't freak out. Don't panic. All this, give me. I can see it. Y'all can see it too. I'm sure y'all have some friends who are already kind of downplaying the KD. He's old. He's not going to help. He's not going to make any difference. And then those same folks, if the Rockets started 0-2, see, I told you he was old. I told you he wasn't a help. Okay, whatever. Tony, how are you doing? Salute to you. Appreciate you for joining the conversation, participating in the conversation, as well as participating in the Folks Talking Sports discussions. We're going to do that again on Sunday. Solo says it right here. Rockets are built for the playoffs, if anything. I mean, they're up there in age now, so they got a young core of 5, and everybody else is a veteran. And we'll see how soon those veterans become old. But the young core is still solid. Young core is still there. Young core is still promising future. Justin says, yeah, whatever. I mean, as I go back to what Solo just said, if Bleacher Report has the Rockets winning only 52 games in the regular season, I'm okay with that. Because as Rocket fans, wouldn't you be okay? I don't really care how many games they win in the regular season. They finish top 4 in the West. That's, I think, a goal. And then, as they are constructed, they're going to make noise in the playoffs. I'd much rather them not be Cleveland of last year and win 64 games in the regular season and then battle injuries and then lose early in the playoffs. Y'all don't want that. So if they win 52 and go to the chip, who cares? I don't care. Bleacher Report predictions, that's what they are. They're predictions. They're for conversation. We're already talking about it. So, who cares? But for sure, if the Rockets start out the season 0-2, folks are going to see, I told y'all, blah, 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 whatever. Haters going to hate. That's what they're going to do. That's part of their core and who they are. They're going to hate. Whatever. DPG, how are you doing? WK, I see your question. I'll get to that momentarily. And I'm surprised it's taking this long because, weeks ago, I thought Tari would agree to an extension before Jabari. And I'm sure we talked about it way back then, like last month, a few weeks ago, that the conditions that the members of the LTHR, put on Tari based on his injury history, they're not going to give him what he wants. He can ask for it, but they're not going to give it to him. So we'll get to that in a second. Rockets open up the season at OKC. Home opener against Detroit. Go Pistons. Then they'll face the Nets on Monday, the 27th. That should be a win for sure. At the Raptors, that should be a win for sure. Next, in October, November, obviously. November, busy month. Starting cup play. Ooh, man, looking forward to cup play. Hey. November 1st at Boston. November 3rd, home against Dallas. The 5th at Memphis. Friday, the first of 4 group play cup games. First one at San Antonio, 6:30 p.m. Central on Prime. Notice that, on Prime. And Sunday, November 9th at Milwaukee, 2:30 Sunday, SCHN. November 12th versus the Wizards and Cam Whitmore, 7 o'clock. And then the second of 4 cup games on November 14th, home against Portland, 7 o'clock. Next few games in November. Should be a good one here on the 16th, home against Orlando. Should be a good one on the 19th, on the road against Cleveland. Another cup game, third one, Friday, November 21st against Denver. That game's going to be on Prime, 8:30 tip-off, followed by another 8:30 tip-off. The first matchup against Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks. Monday, November 24th at Phoenix. Then the last of the 4 group play games in NBA Cup action for the Rockets in Group C. Wednesday, November 26th at Golden State, 9 o'clock, ESPN. And then closing out November on the 30th at Utah, 2 o'clock on SCHN. Get back to the main screen. Your thoughts on, what is that, 4 games in October, regular season, then 14 or so in November. Rockets will be above 500. They'll get whatever, be 10-4 or whatever it is. But WK asked this question here. Any intel on Tari's negotiations? I mean, it's like the other restricted free agents. They're asking for a lot. Tari probably has the least leverage among this group, but he's still asking for the moon. Get on him. You can ask for it. Rockets are like, yeah, no, not really. No, we can wait. And that's what they're doing. They're waiting. Bobby, how are you? Good evening to you. And he says hello to everyone else. Tony, you're not wrong on this too. You aren't wrong on this. It's H-Town versus everybody. Haters going to hate even if the Rockets start 2-0. Probably less hate, but for sure, if Shea is injured in preseason and misses the ring night game, then the folks will say, yeah, but Shea didn't play in that game, so it doesn't really count and blah, whatever. I mean, that's what they're gonna do. Whatever. Focus on the Rockets. Just do what you got to do. So. Justin says Bleacher Report says only 52 based on KD is the only one that can create on offense. Okay, they won 52 last year without KD. So he's going to help them create offense. So that rationale is kind of strange. Now, if you just said something if they would have said something along the lines of it's going to take a while for him to adjust to his new teammates, okay. But I mean, Şengün at the high post can help facilitate and create offense. Come on, people. Lucky, how are you doing? Thank you for chiming in the conversation. Like that avatar. Finally, Dante signed a $4.5 million 2-year contract with the Hawks. Good for him. His time wasn't. It was gone here. It was up with the Rockets. He wasn't. No more room with the team. And I wish him good luck. The Hawks have on paper what should be a good team for the Eastern Conference on paper. We'll see. And with Kristaps Porzingis in inconsistent health, he might get more minutes there. So, hey, good for him. Solo says Şengün was hooping for Turkey yesterday. Hope he doesn't get injured or banged up like I saw what Luka got banged up in game action today, I think. Nothing serious. What is it, like a banged up knee, something like that? It's not serious, but, part of the risk of playing for your your home country in international competition during the off season. That's the risk that international players and their NBA teams have to accept. Just hope they don't get any, and none of the guys who are playing internationally for their home countries. I don't want any of them to have any serious season-ending injuries. They want to play for their country, and I respect that and commend that. And hey, go do it. And I know Mark Cuban back in the day, a few years ago, frowned on international competition like the Olympics and FIBA and all that stuff. Guys are going to hoop in the summer, in summer leagues and pro-ams and different level of physicality they might face in those games. But the risk of getting injured is going to be there wherever you're playing. That's just part of it. And Justin brings up a very good point here. Rockets hated it, but again, you're playing for your country. Yao, China was a little bit different. He was obligated to play for them. But different countries have different rules and expectations for their players. But the risk there, again, you can have the wear and tear in the body, but that's part of it. That's part of when you draft and acquire a star international player. That's part of it. I want to mention this now. Haven't said it yet, but the QR code you see on the screen there, it's for Houston Roundball Review YouTube membership. And I'll go ahead and get in details what it is here. Explain it here with this information right here. 2 tiers of membership, all league, all world. One of the main features of it is you will receive early access to new videos that I post in an all league tiers for both tiers. See the price of it, $2.99 per month in all league, $4.99 per month, all world. See the perks offered. These live stream shows won't change. Still going to be doing LTHR. Still going to be doing Let's Rage Cougs. Still going to be doing the Takeover on Thursday. Still going to be doing FTS on Sundays. Those aren't going to change, but there will be members-only live streams. And in those members-only live streams, I will announce a monthly perk based on one of my sponsors for you to enjoy. So, for example, me and Star Pizza are ironing out what the perk is going to be for the members in the all-world tier. Maybe, I'm not going to say, but you get the idea. It might be a free pizza. It might be a free whatever. And all you have to do is go to a specific Star Pizza location and say, hey, I'm a member of the Houston Roundball Review, and the keyword is whatever, or the word of the month is love or peace or whatever kind of thing. But you'll get that as a member of the all world tier, and only during that live stream show. And yes, I'll be having members only videos, some members only shorts, so different content in there. Got some ideas in my head about some members only YouTube shorts that I'm going to do. Different, may do some from Rockets practice facility, from Toyota Center, from Fertitta Center, whatever. Some quote unquote behind the scenes stuff. But just scan that code and sign up and do that. J-Mon, appreciate you for that. And right now, I've been discussing and informing the members info about the Cougs, inside info about the Cougs, UH men's basketball, getting an early look on stuff based on what I already know. If you are a member of that, you already know about the Cougs non-conference schedule. I said it weeks ago. All the teams, all the dates. So that's one of the perks. And for the most part, I will post videos for members first and get early access to those videos. And then I might make those available to everyone after about 48 hours, depending on what it is. But most definitely, as a member of the Houston Roundball Review YouTube membership section, you're going to get the videos first, early access to those videos first. You members only first. And then the perks on the next tier is my way of giving back to you and thank you for being a member of that all world tier. So it's a way for me to generate some revenue stream, but it's also a way for me to give back to you, saying thank you for your support. Okay, let's do this. Good. Yeah, Josh. Hey, another example. International playing for Nigeria, playing overseas. You playing overseas, guys want to hoop. It's a great way for them to stay in shape. Also, to represent their country. I commend that. I salute that. I respect it, and I understand it. I have no problem with that. I hope everybody stays healthy. I'd say the same thing if guys playing in Fondy, in the Pro-Am at Fondy. There's a chance to get hurt there, injured, hurt, whatever. It happens. Pro-Am in D.C., Pro-Am in New York, Pro-Ams on the West Coast. Players going to hoop wherever. So as long as they're hooping, there's a chance they're going to get injured. Now, of course, insurance comes into play and all those other kind of things, but that's a different story. That's a different conversation. All right. Besides me, besides me, let's look at these first games in regular season in October. Let's discuss these first four. Besides me, who's picking the Rockets to lose to Detroit, I'm the only one. I know it. I know that. I'm sure. I know that. And I respect that. So those first four games, type them up. Give me any comments. 4-0, 3-1, 2-2. They're not going worse than 2-2. That surprised me. It still would not be the earth is falling, sky is falling, anything, but 4-0, 3-1, 2-2. Any of those. I hope Kuminga. I hope he does he takes the 1 year offer. And it's a risk, but take the 1 year offer and become a UFA next offseason. Because that screws the Warriors. So I hope he does that. For the most part, there are very few career-ending injuries in pro sports anymore. Now, there are season-ending injuries. So, yes, that is a risk that Kuminga would take by doing the 1 year deal and becoming an unrestricted free agent next summer. But the money the Warriors are offering, he doesn't want. What he wants, the Warriors don't want to offer. Who's going to blink? I think Jonathan's going to bet on himself and take the 1 year deal. He don't want to be there, All right, everybody says so far 3-1 And it doesn't really matter what the one loss is, whatever, that's fine. No one says 2-2. So J-Mon 3-1, WK 3-1, Solo 3-1. So everybody's agreeing with 3-1. I thought, in all honesty, I think that's what's probably going to happen. 3-1, barring an injury to a key player. And we're not predicting injuries. Bobby also says 3-1. But DPG's gonna be a little different. Oh, okay. I see you over there. Okay. But Justin with a point here. Kaminga does not want to be there. He feels, right or wrong, he feels insulted. That's it in a nutshell. And we are finding out that Kerr can't develop players at all. Mark Jackson developed those guys. Well, I'm not going to comment too much on that. WK says there is not enough upside in that deal. If you ask him, it's really a 1-year deal anyway. DP says 2-2. I could see it. And if it's 2 losses, I think it'd be the first 2. Losing to either Brooklyn or Toronto would be surprising. Really surprising. But, and WK gets specific. Lose to OKC, win the others. I think that's what most of y'all would be thinking, are thinking when y'all say 3-1. And I understand that. I expect that. I'm picking the Pistons to beat the Rockets because I'm a Pistons fan. That's all. That's all. And to just be petty. That's all. I'm kind of curious to see how Detroit starts out with higher expectations, a healthy JI, things of that sort. We'll see. All right, those first 4 games in October, regular season, are done. First group in November. We got, what is that? We got 7 matchups here. So what do you say in these 7? At Boston, home against the Mavs, at the Grizz, at the Spurs, at Milwaukee, in the Wizards, and Portland at home. Those first 7. Glancing at it, what would that be? I could see 4-3. Probably at worst, 4-3. I don't know about 3. Maybe 5-2. I can 4-3, 5-2. What do you say about those? We're just going to get into the October and November tonight. We'll get into the rest of it, the schedule. I did notice, and I'm sure y'all did too, I saw later on in the season, I saw a couple of 10 o'clock starts. 10 o'clock. 10. Central Time. 10 o'clock. Oh my gosh. 10 o'clock. My old self can't do that. 10 o'clock. Oh. Ooh. I think those are Peacock games. 10 o'clock. Ooh. Man. Mm-mm. Solo says 5-2. Nothing new on Malik Beasley in Detroit. He's done. He's done. Heck, when he got evicted, he was overseas on vacation. I mean, that kind of says a lot right there. Got evicted from his, what was it, townhome, whatever. He's on vacation overseas or hiding overseas. I don't know. Get that stuff. He's done with the Pistons. I think that's for sure. Solo says 5-2. J-Mon says 5-2. WK lose to Dallas or Memphis. Wow. Space Aids, how you doing, Space Aids? Says 6-1. WK has 1 loss. Bobby says 5-2. 6-1. I know what you meant. It's okay. No worries about that. He said lose. Oh, his 1 loss though is lose to Dallas or Memphis. Okay. And I forgot, what is it? The Rockets have 14. I think I remember that in the press release. 14 sets of back-to-backs, and a few of those are home and home back-to-backs. Oh, that's just awful. That's just awful. Home and home back-to-backs. Oh, ick. Just awful on media and everybody involved. Home and home. Just All right. So majority of you are 5-2 or 6-1 with this group of 7. So we're looking at, after what is this, first 11 games, 8-3, 9-2. Sounds about right. 8-3, 9-2. And then the final 6 games in November. What about these 6? So after 11 games, 8-3 or 9-2. Sounds about right. Home against Orlando, at Cleveland, home against Denver, at Phoenix, at Golden State, at Utah. 4-2. I could see 3-3. Yeah, I could see 4-2, 3-3. I could see. I could see 3-3 for sure. Yeah. WK says 3-3. Bobby says 3-3. And I think Bobby and Justin and Tony know. They've seen some of the new features on Folks Talking Sports on this past Sunday. Bobby's comment disappeared on its own. I didn't hide it. So that's some of the new features and functionality in this live stream platform that we're using, part of the Houston Roundball Review Media Group. So the chat box is different. You see the little header there about the number of nationally televised games. That's different. Adding the QR code, that's different. So it's different features. So the story behind changing platforms was because the previous platform pissed me off. And they have pissed ass customer support and overcharging me and never answering my replies. So I left. This new platform is the platform I use on Thursday shows. And I just learned how to learn more features about it. So that's why we're on the new platform. And you're seeing, so we're all learning. AD's learning, Andy's learning, Dayon's learning. So we're all learning together. I'm a little bit ahead of them because I've used it longer. But we're all learning about new things. There's stuff I'm still learning about this platform. So, but I think thank you for this, Justin, about the comments. I'll see if I can do something about that on the timing part. I don't know if that's me or YouTube thing or this platform's thing. I'll look into that. But we're learning together. That's the beauty of it. That's another reason why I wanted to have this show, this edition of Let's Talk Houston Rockets, was to introduce you guys to the new platform, as well as also talk about the Rocket schedule. So that's what this is about. And of course, introduce you to the Houston Roundball Review YouTube membership section. So bring that up as well. It's just different things, different looks, different features. There's some things. I got one more thing in my bag that you're going to see as the show ends that I was like, ooh, this is neat. So, okay, so we got 3-3, 4-2. Anybody 5-1? I'd be impressed with you if you said 5-1 with these 6 games. Yeah. This is a tough 6. Well, among these 6 is some tough ones. I mean, Orlando, Cleveland, and Denver and Golden State. That's 4 tough ones right there for sure. So anybody going 5-1? Anybody being real bold and going 6-0? really bold. Let me know if you're going out on that limb like that. Well, I mean, what Jalen wrote in his what was it, the Players Tribune article? He wrote he understood the trade and the rationale for it, but he's going to give the Rockets 30, at least 30 when he faces them. Well, okay, we'll see. Tony Tony says 6-0, and he's rolling the dice. All right, he's rolling the dice on that one. All right, so we shall see. I mean, Jalen might get 30, and the Rockets might win by 20. So be another Jalen game, kind of like that. Solo says, "Amen will lock up Jalen. Trust." Yeah, I'm looking forward to that matchup. Yeah. All right, let me do this. And WK says this. Let me do this. See how that goes. I'm curious how that went. How many of you have Prime and Peacock? And obviously I mean the tiers to watch pro sports, to watch the NBA, because the Peacock tier, what is that? The $10.99 tier is the first tier for it, I think. And then the next tier is like, was it $16.99? Does everybody have Prime and Peacock to watch these games? I don't. Not yet. I don't. But does everybody have both those platforms? And if you don't have either platform, are you going to get it because the NBA is now going to be on those platforms? So if you don't have, so Solo says he only has Prime. So Solo, will you buy Peacock now simply to watch the Rockets, or not worry about it? You can say, hey, I can do without. I mean, what is it? What is it now? 4 Rockets are on Peacock 4 times. You said you can do without those 4 games. Oh, Bobby's different. Bobby has Peacock only. He's the reverse. Okay, Bobby, for you, will you buy Prime, Amazon Prime, just to watch the NBA games? Or you just like, nah, I'm good with what I have. I'm not even gonna worry about it. I can read about it the next day. I can wait. So, because I'm not going to trip. If I don't want it, I don't have to get it. I'm not going to get it. WK says no Peacock. Solo says he has Prime because he buys stuff from Amazon. Jamon has Prime. And look at me. I'm giving plugs to Prime and Peacock. Y'all ain't paying me squat. I'm giving y'all this attention. Has Prime, not Peacock. Used to have Peacock through Xfinity, but they don't provide as a perk. Yeah. Justin says I have it. And if you get certain services like Xfinity, well, Justin, Jamon says no, that's no longer the case anymore about Peacock for free. It's no longer a perk. And probably, even if it's free, it probably won't be free anymore once the season starts. You may get the very basic Peacock, but if you want to watch NBA in college, you got to pay for that extra, whatever that is. Bobby says, well, that's fair. Won't buy Prime to watch the Rockets unless I find a Black Friday special. And the NBA is going to have some games on Black Friday. Remember reading that in the press release. And Jamon's where I am. Honestly, all these streaming services are outrageous. I get upset when the Astros play Friday nights on Apple TV. Agreed and understand. WK, are those games on League Pass? The exclusive ones to Peacock and Prime, I don't believe will be on League Pass. I might be wrong on that. I need to ask about that. That's a good question. But I think the exclusive windows for one of those streaming platforms means that those games will be really exclusive to them and not on League Pass. But I'm going to look into that. So yeah, I'll look into that. I'll ask, see if I can find that out, and soon, maybe tonight, email somebody in the league office about that. Solo will be using Stream. I don't know if you should have put that out there, man. I don't know if I should have put it up there. Tony says I won't buy just for 4 games. That's about Peacock. Justin, where I am. Really, this is eventually all these services are going to be just as much as cable, and folks might as well go back to cable. At least all the games will be on one service. That's kind of where I am. A lot of stuff I still have, like the new ESPN thing that launches this coming Thursday. I'm going to get access to it. I already have it. I already have that stuff. Justin, interesting point here. Here's a good thing. You can get Peacock and Prime just for basketball season, then cancel. That's what, how many months was it? 7, 8 months? But yeah, Justin, I see you. There are ways to watch the games. If you really want to, there are ways. And you don't have to spend money. There are ways to do it. So, yeah. I'll say this, and this will be pretty much how we're going to wrap it up. Jamon says this, I guess SCHN don't have plans in the near future to offer a streaming plan so I can cancel cable. That was one of the questions I was going to ask Gretchen Shear in my interview with her that I requested October of 2023. We are now 2 months away from October 2025. Still, no interview with Gretchen Shear. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for taking time out of your night to discuss the Rockets. First part of the Rockets schedule, looking at October and November. So we're looking at, what is that? After 17 games, Rockets will be right around 12-5, 13-4, something like that. Would y'all agree on that? 13 games in November, 4 regular season in October. It's about 12-5, 13-4. I think that sounds about right. All right, we're going to discuss December on the next edition of Let's Talk Houston Rockets. So join me for that. Subscribe to the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. Click on the bell so you can receive notifications when that show is posted. Mr. Big Texco, how are you doing? Thank you for chiming in. We took a brief look at October and November for the Rockets. I've already said the Rockets are going to lose to Detroit on October 24th. I am, of course, alone in that statement. That's all right. That's to be expected here on this show. It's all good. No surprise whatsoever. But we're going to wrap it up. Thank you. I hope you enjoy this new live stream platform that all of us under the Houston Roundball Review Media Group are using now. We're utilizing it, learning how to use it. Bobby, thank you. See you tomorrow. And like I mentioned earlier at the top of the show, we might have a guest from the Houston Cougars Football Fan Fest during the show. We're going to see how it all goes regarding Wi-Fi and things like that. So we'll see. But everyone, thank you very much. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you want to, click on the QR code and become a member of the Houston Roundball Review YouTube section. You get special perks and things of that sort for signing up. You get early access to the videos, that's for sure. And I'll do that one more time. Let's put it up there so you can see how much it costs. All League is $2.99 per month. And the All World is $4.99 per month. So 2 different ways to show support for the Houston Roundball Review Media Group. And you support us, and we will support you with some perks back for you. So wrapping it up, y'all know, let me get back on the screen here because I'm lining something up here. All righty, we'll see how this goes. This is my last little thing I'm trying on this new platform. Since 1994, the Houston Roundball Review, local name, global perspective. Y'all take care. Peace.
Game over.